Hey YouTube, so got an update on the truck here. That looks a lot worse than it really is. It's because I had my hands on there. So if you guys remember that bolt, this one right there, that twisted off. I'll insert a picture right here. Yeah, that turned into this. Those grinding marks were already in it. I don't know where they came from. I used a wire brush on my, I don't even know what the thing's called. It's a little air actuated spinner thingy-majigger. But I used it to clean it off really good, and I noticed they're behind there. So I don't know if it had issues beforehand, but now what I went ahead and did is I tried to weld a nut on it and try to get the back out. Just wasn't going to work, just wasn't sticking good enough. So then I took an easy out, drilled into it, put an easy out, and it just broke. So went ahead and drilled it out deeper, but there's a water jacket really close to it that's leaking into it. So what I did was I threaded it, and I put a longer bolt that bottoms out, and I put silicone, and I put JB Weld, and I put duct tape. Okay, maybe not duct tape, but I put a bunch of stuff on there and ran it in there. And as of this moment, I'm going to let it sit and dry for a while. So there may not be a video on this truck for a little while. I don't know if it's going to hold or not. I'm not leaning for it to. I'm hoping it will, but if it doesn't, well, that's the end of this engine. Now I have a couple of possible options. The first is the guy I got this truck from still has the original engine to it, and I might be able to get it and do a rebuild on it and put it back in here. Now it's a 460, but for what I use the truck for, it'll be okay. Or I can start looking for, let's say, an 80s to a 90s model Ford pickup and do an engine swap and transmission swap to a newer one, possibly 90s, say a 94 model. There was one on Facebook today. Now I'm not buying one because I want to find out what I'm gonna do first, but this there was one on Facebook today. It was a 94, had 135,000 miles on it. So I could have done a swap on there and had fuel injection and all that. It would need a whole bunch of stuff to get in there for everything to work right, because I'd have the whole truck. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I will say there was an old Bronco that was full drive, had a 400 modified in it, and it had a lift kit, a whole bunch of other cool stuff on there, but no title. So they're selling it for like, I think it was $1,500, maybe in $2,000. And I thought I could have bought that and do axle swaps and transmission swaps and make this one a full drive. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. The whole thing I'm getting at is that probably won't be another video on this thing. So I'm going on vacation week after next. Today is Sunday, so I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then I have a 3-day weekend, and that 3-day weekend starts my vacation. we are going to take the camper out. So the next video will probably be me working or checking the camper out, make sure it's ready to go. We want to make sure it's good and ready to go. And I don't think I'm going to do anything to this pickup until after we get back. I might do something on Thursday because we're not leaving until that next Monday. I may Friday, you know, put the radiator back in there and everything else. I don't know. I know I'm not going to do anything to the truck until minimum Friday. I want to let that dry and see if it'll work. I don't have high hopes, but if it does, great. It'll be the last water pump that truck will ever be able to have. But again, what I use it for, it's just, you know, I just put around town in it, take it to, you know, local shows. But I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. But as of right now, that's just the update that I'm going to give everybody, so you guys understand that the ones that are following me for the truck, that it may be a little bit before we do a video on it, but we're going to do more videos, whether it's rebuild the original engine, put it back in there, or possibly buy a newer engine, or buy a, you know, like a 4-wheel drive. I know a brand new engine for it's around $2,000. Well, I could buy a whole vehicle for that, and I'd rather do that if I'm going to do that. But we'll see. Anyways, you guys have a good weekend.